Hello folks, this is Jay again, and let's check out the Quake II Remaster that basically just came out. So they've done it again. They've remastered another Quake game after Quake I, and this is Quake 2, and they've just shadow dropped it during QuakeCon. I think there were some rumors that this was coming, but here we go. This is again made by Night Dive Studios with some collaborative efforts from the Bethesda stable. We have another Machine Games episode and some other stuff. So we're going to get into this. Before we get started, Quake 2 isn't as near and dear to my heart as Quake 1 was. I've always been kind of a Doom person. I think Doom is still my favorite id Software game. No, I think Doom is probably one of my favorite games of all time. So, and they never really recaptured that for me. Quake 1 is amazing, and Quake 2 is... I've come to realize that Quake 2 is a pretty cool game in its own right. Let's put it like that. But Quake 2 always had some problems for me. Quake 2 is one of those games where I've played sort of the first 1 or 2 hours a lot, but I've never actually bothered to finish it. This might change now with this remaster actually, because I'm kind of into the idea of playing through all of Quake 2 and everything that is in here, because this is great. This does some stuff to the game. They've changed some stuff here, and we're going to get into that. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to check out what this game has to offer. We're going to start by playing some Quake 2. I'm going to put timestamps and chapter marks in the video, so you can actually just skip to what you want to see. We have Quake 2 here. We have the old mission packs to Quake 2, which is The Reckoning and Ground Zero. I think they were made by, was it Ritual and Zatrix, something like that? I always mix that up with the Quake 1 mission packs. They were not done by id Software, they were done by other studios that were sort of in the id Software cosmos. Let's say it like that. So that is in here, which is good. We have Quake 2 64, which unlike Quake 1 64, which was just kind of a pared down version of Quake, this is kind of its own game. It has a completely distinct campaign, completely distinct levels that are just kind of based on Quake 2. And that's pretty cool that this is in here. We're going to check that out. And we have Call of the Machine. Call of the Machine is a similar thing that Dimension of the Machine was in the Quake 1 remaster. This is a new episode, a new campaign made by Machine Games, those of modern Wolfenstein fame. I think they're doing an Indiana Jones game right now. I don't really keep up with game news all that much, but I think that's what they are doing. I like those Wolfenstein games. I think they're a good studio. And I liked the Dimension of the Machine thing for Quake 1, so this is probably pretty cool. But yeah, we're going to start by just playing some Quake 2 and checking out what the remaster does, and then we're going to go ahead. So, Quake 2, well, let's just do medium for this, it's fine. Quake 2 is not a super hard game, even on hard difficulty. We got the Quake 2 logo intro here. They've done some stuff to this. This is a lot more textured than it was in the original. So they've actually, I think, if I remember correctly, maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I think that is actually the case. Let's skip the intro, it's fine. And here we go. Here we are in Quake 2. So one of the cool things that they do, as you can see here, is it allows us to see all the textures in all its crunchiness. So we can disable texture filtering, which I love. I've come to really enjoy that for these games of that vintage. You know, turn off the bilinear Vaseline and go ahead. So, can murder some folks. Before we do that, let's do some other stuff. So yeah, this is Quake 2. And it feels... I've played a lot of Quake 2 again. This is a game where I've played the first 2 hours a bunch of times. I have Quake 2 installed on my retro PC. I have it installed on my modern PC that I'm running this on with have some source port stuff. Yamagi Quake 2 is a pretty accurate source port for the original, and that's a very good way of playing this game. And this feels a bit different. They've done a few things to sort of the movement and the feel of the game that makes it feel a bit more like Quake 1, I find. Like, the movement is smoother. The original Quake 2 is... like, something about that game has always felt kind of stiff to me, and this doesn't. So they've done some things here. They've also done some things to... have you seen this guy diving on the ground and shooting at me? This is something that was not in the original Quake 2, actually. They've changed enemy behaviors and sort of their attack patterns, you know, like this kind of dodging behavior there, that was also not in the original. This might be kind of a controversial change for some, but I think this is a good thing that they did this. Did I not pick up the adrenaline, by the way? I think I did not pick up the adrenaline. Am I stupid? Let's pick up the adrenaline. Let's go back. Let's do this completely. Oh, did I? Oh, I did pick up the adrenaline, but it is a... sorry. It is a usable item now. I think that was not the case in the original either. But let's use the adrenaline. It increases our max health by 1. Okay. But yeah, they've changed some gameplay stuff in this. And for some folks, for some Quake 2 purists, of which I am not one, that might be maybe a little bit controversial. Also, that little delay in the barrels blowing up, that's different. There's some, again, some cosmetic changes, as you can see. So this was actually, they've added some geometry here, actually. Like this was just a flat texture in the original. And these, I think these pipes here as well. So they've done some stuff there. They have a new lighting engine here, where I think we're gonna see some stuff here pretty soon. Yeah, you know, like this kind of stuff, for example. I think this looks amazing. I was never a fan of the Quake 2 RTX thing because it completely bastardizes the look of Quake 2. This, I feel, is true to Quake 2, to the aesthetics of Quake 2, but just add just the right bells and whistles to make this look kind of amazing, actually. And again, they've changed some gameplay stuff. I think that these gameplay changes are for the better, actually. I think this makes Quake 2 more interesting, because one of the things about Quake 2 has always been that the enemies are not that much of a threat. Like, even sort of the mid-tier enemies and stuff like that are in some ways often not very interesting to fight. They're just like spongy things that rush you. And they've kind of done some stuff here to make that a bit better. I think those changes are good. And that is something that is not in, that you don't get when you play like Quake 2 with Yamagi, for example, or play the original, right? And you can still do that, right? Like, if you have this on Steam, for example, you still get the original files, and you can still take those files and put them into Yamagi, for example, which is a source port for Quake 2. I don't think... did I say that? What Yamagi is? I've been talking about Yamagi without saying what that is. But yeah, you can still do that. Or you can play the remaster. I think that's actually fine for them to do that. And I think Quake 2 is a game that benefits from that. Yeah, that really benefits from what they've done here. Quake 1, the Quake 1 remaster was much more of a straight sort of source port-like port, which, you know, adds sort of the bells and whistles of widescreen and having everything in one package easily that you get from a source port. But they didn't really change much about the game, which is like just some things. They changed how nightmare difficulty worked and all that kind of stuff. But they didn't really change much about sort of the game feel of Quake 1 and enemy behavior and that kind of stuff. And it didn't need to, because Quake 1 is kind of amazing the way it is. Quake II, I think, really benefits from these changes. And it's cool that they put this in. There's other stuff here, again, sort of in terms of game feel. As you can see, they've added muzzle flash, which, especially with this gun here, just does a lot for making this feel better. It's just a tiny little sort of visual feedback thing, but the guns in Quake II always felt kind of weirdly anemic to me. And especially sort of this submachine gun here was always kind of like always felt like a toy to me. And it still kind of does, but not as much. And I feel like a lot of that is actually the muzzle flash, yeah. I don't know. So that's cool. Again, I think this looks amazing. I think this could just be... like, if this was just like a modern sort of boomer shooter in the vein of Dusk and Ion Fury and that kind of stuff, I don't think I would bat an eye at it. I think this would be right at home here. And I don't know, something about the movement feels more Quake 1-ish to me. And I think that's good. I think that just kind of does wonders for this. I like it. Again, I'm not a Quake 2 purist. And if I want to, you know, I can play Quake 2 on a CRT in software mode if I want to. Right now, I have that installed on my retro PC right now. So, and you know, I can just put the files into Yamagi and it will work. And it's all right there. So, that's cool. So yeah, this is Quake 2. So, yeah, Quake 2 is a pretty straightforward first-person shooter, as you can tell. It's a less weird game than Quake 1 is. Like, Quake 1 is this weird aesthetic hodgepodge, which is can be kind of explained from sort of the troubled development of Quake 1. Quake 2 is a much more straightforward game, aesthetically and sort of even gameplay-wise. It's much more of a sort of straightforward, balls-to-the-wall shooter. But that's not a bad thing, right? We have sort of this has much more of the sort of Space Marine shooting things kind of angle. Without sort of the weird Lovecraftian things. Although it does some stuff with like body horror that is kind of fun, that I like. But I feel like the weird elements of Quake are kind of taken back a bit here. But yeah. Alright. We're just going to play a little bit of Quake 2 here. And just stop at some point and we're going to switch to something else. But let's go to the secret level, shall we? There's a secret here that will take us to a completely secret level, which is nice. We have the rebreather. Oh yeah, they've also done this stuff, which is we have a equipment wheel, which kind of has a fun little sort of slowdown effect that I kind of like, and we have the weapon wheel, which we can also use. I don't know. I'm a mouse wheel kind of person, or like number keys to pick weapons kind of person. So I never really do this, but you know, this is also on consoles, so it makes sense for that. And it works well. Like even with using mouse, it works well. So I don't know. It's cool that's in here. It's completely optional. You don't need to use this. You can unbind the keys and then you don't even run into it. So, again, it is optional. It's cool. It's cool that it is there. Even if I don't need it. Personally. So here we go. Found a secret area. Down here. You don't need to use the rebreather for this. The air supply is enough. And this elevator takes us to the secret level, where we find the super shotgun. I always like this kind of stuff, like finding secrets and stuff. So yeah, Quake 2. So Quake 2 has kind of a... this doesn't become apparent until a bit later in the game, but Quake has kind of does not have sort of the level-by-level structure that Quake 1 and Doom have. You know, if you've played Quake 2 before, you know that, but it has kind of a hub world design. And everything kind of loops back around itself in pretty sort of in pretty fun ways. I kind of like that. That's one of the aspects that I've come to appreciate about Quake II a lot. Oop. What was that? That was a silence. I think we can actually... Yeah. I don't know if that was in the... Yeah, we have 2 silencers now. I don't know if this was part of the original, actually. That you could pick up multiples of one item. I don't think that was the case, but I might be remembering this wrong right now. Let's go here. Now we are gonna fight one of my... I hate these things, the tongue enemies. The tongue looks like disgusting in this. Like, it looks much more fleshy in a weird way than it was in the original. Ugh, I hate these. Go away. Okay. Here we go. Let's take the train. Let's take the train around. Should we do the secret level? Let's get through the secret level. I'll play a bit more of this. Maybe until we've looped around the beginning of this. Oh yeah, there's another tonguey boy. But yeah, this is good. This just feels great. This is how you do a remaster, I feel. This is incredible. Like, Night Dive know how to do this kind of thing. Ah, yeah, did it. Here we go, another secret area. So this will come down again now. I think, yep. Okay. We can push that up. Hello. Oops, what did I do? Why did that not work? Okay, I don't know. Took damage there, I don't know what from. Oh hey. I'm not playing particularly well here, but that's okay. This is not gonna be an actual playthrough of the game. Just checking it out a little bit. So, oh yeah, this is also new. This is something that they don't do in the original, like change levels. So what they would do in the original, they would just kind of run against sort of the edge here without actually jumping down, and they do that now. That's it. Again, another sort of gameplay change, and philosophically you can be against that. I think there's a gameplay change that just makes it better. So here we go. This is where we find another adrenaline. Boom. Here we go. Let's use this, yeah, this will completely heal us, and here we go. Oh yeah, the compass thing, that's also a new thing. I've never felt that Quake II is a particularly difficult to navigate game, but we have a compass, and this just shows us the way to the objective. Establish communication link to the command chip and locate a powerful weapon. This will point us towards that powerful weapon, I believe. This will obviously, like, just give us the straight way towards it. So, it'll probably behoove us to not slavishly follow this. Oh yeah, those things. Yeah, I think they don't rush you like that as well in the original. Yeah. You know? Again, this is a change that Quake II kind of needed, and this is great. Alright, okay, let's get that super shotgun. It's pretty close by. There's another secret that we can get before, and again, I've played these first few levels so many times. Some more fishies. Also missed some other stuff. There's another, like, big old secret thing where we have to dive beneath the train a little bit. We can do that on the way back. We need to backtrack, and it will repopulate the level with a bunch of stuff, and we can just tear through that stuff with our super shotgun that we're gonna find in a second. There we go. Resume previous mission. Now we just need to go back. Oh yeah, right. And here we go. And we have those things now. This is a fun super shotgun. It feels, again, it has kind of a stiff feeling, which is kind of what Quake II is. Well, again, a bit less so with that, but it feels powerful, and that's good. Alright. Yeah. I always like that, you know? They give you the big gun, and then they're just like, okay, now tear through these folks. How about that? And I'm like, yes, please. Let me tear through these folks. Okay, I think we did that. Yeah, right. There's this stuff here. Boom. A fishy boy. Always hated those as a kid. They don't freak me out as much anymore, so that's okay. They used to freak me out. I don't know why. Just like big toothy fish things. I don't like that, but it's fine. Okay, but this is kind of like another sort of little secret chain here. So we can go up here. This is where the tonguey thing is. Yes, indeed. Now we have the super shotgun. There we go. Let's just jib everyone. Okay. There's a bunch of fish things down there. I know that they're there. There we go. There we go. No, don't go back up. Sometimes they just get stuck underneath the elevator and you can't go down. I remember that. I think this just gets us another adrenaline, I believe. Oh, another thingy. Okay, I think that's that. Good. Alright. Oh, was that adrenaline? Did we get adrenaline? No, this is just a bunch of crap. Okay. Did we get anything good from this? I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. I think we got all the secrets, right? Yes. 6 out of 6 secrets. Good. Let's go back. Now I'm just playing this game. But again, you can skip this stuff if you want. Just skip to the next chapter mark. I'm gonna put chapter marks in. Come on. There we go. We might stop after the secret level. I don't know. And check out the other stuff, but again, this is pretty cool. I think this is... Oh yeah, hello. Again, I feel like this is kind of a perfect remaster of this thing. Yeah, and I think like for Quake 1, I've sort of gone back to using source ports. I basically play Quake 1 with Quake Spasm nowadays. Somebody recommended Iron Mail to me recently, and I need to check that source port out. I think it's a fork of Quake Spasm. Might be pretty cool. Yeah. I don't really play it with the remaster anymore. Although the remaster is a perfectly good way of playing Quake 1. But you know, for this, I might just go with this. If I want to do a, you know, I want to do a playthrough of this game and the add-ons. Again, I've never finished Quake 2, and I've never played the add-ons, and I've never played Quake 64, and obviously I haven't played the new campaign in this, and I think I'm just going to do a full playthrough of this. There we go, the quad damage. We can activate. I'm not going to do that right now, because we don't need it right now. Alright. Yeah, it just feels good, man. It just feels good. We're not going to drop down there, because if we do this right now, it will be a death sentence, because we can't get back up. What we need to do is we need to get this thing first. Let's go out here. Let's super shotgun everybody that actually gets into my ammo reserves. Yeah, let's let this guy blow everything up. Boom. Here we go. So this is kind of a fun little scripted thing. This guy starts here, just runs over there, and if he reaches it, it blows it up. I think these, this is also something that they've added actually. Like those holes in the ground, that's not in the original, I believe. I think they just blow up and it's a plain old floor then. Just like a bunch of tiny bells and whistles that makes this pretty fun. Make this a fun little Quake enhanced kind of thing. I need the environment suit, indeed. So we're going to pick up the adrenaline. Now we need to... Oh, that was the adrenaline. Environment suit. Turn that on. And swim up. This will just murder us otherwise, so yeah. I always found this to be kind of a mean little gotcha. It was like... kind of an asshole thing to do for the game, but you know, save your game, do quick saves. I'm not doing quick saves right now, but that's fine. Right, like that. Here we go. Murder you, murder you, murder you. Oh yeah, right. The tongue thing from behind. I always forget about you. There we go. We have a big boy over there. Yep. Attack from here. It's a gunner. It's fine. Alright. They've also kind of changed the... We're not going to see this in this here, because I think I'm going to stop with this pretty soon, but they've changed the punchy boys in this, where they can just like jump across the entire... kind of jump across the entire screen and just do kind of like an area attack. And that's pretty cool, because that makes them much more threatening. And I'm all for that. These things, just take them out with our puny little submachine gun. Puny little toy weapon. It's actually a pretty effective gun, especially against those low-level enemies. But yeah, always like something about it just looks tiny in a weird way. Yeah, okay, let's go up here. And again, I love that you can turn off texture filtering, because this is what I want it to look like. I want those chunky ass. I want to cut myself on these pixels. Here we go. We're loading, and here we are. Here we are back. This is kind of where you first notice that, maybe, probably, I don't know, where you first kind of notice how this game is structured. So, you know, now we're back here. Repopulates the area with a few enemies. Blam. And now we can go over this bridge. We've been here earlier, right? And this is Quake 2. This is what Quake 2 is like. It's a cool game. I don't know. I used to kind of dislike Quake 2 because I like Doom and Quake 1 so much. But I've come around to Quake 2 being a pretty cool game in its own right. It can be kind of mindless, you know, but it has a lot of like fun secrets, and it's the shooting, just especially in this remaster, just feels cool, and it's just a good, straightforward first-person shooter. I like it. So let's end this game. Let's quickly check out the add-ons. We're not going to spend much time with those. But those are sort of the add-ons that were made for the... I think I've only played this one a little bit. Yeah, right. This is... yeah. Again, this is something I want to play through at some point. This is sort of... You know, it adds a bunch of stuff to the game, like new enemies. I think a few new weapons probably. I'm not sure about that, but I think so. New items. Like we got a flashlight we can use. Was this in the original version of this? This might have been added as well. I do like the look of it, actually. I like how it changes the hue from the sickly yellow to more of a bluish thing. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, and it adds these things. This was always sort of what this add-on was to me, like with the weird yellow alien things. I don't know. You know, well, kind of what was expected from an add-on back then. I don't know if these are I'm not really sure if this campaign is good or not, because again, I haven't played that much of it, but you know, I'd be willing to check it out. Shot them from above. What am I doing? There we go. There's another boy. I think these are kind of dumb, actually, as enemies. I don't know. This was kind of like, you know, again, this is an outsourced add-on that a different developer did, and you can kind of tell. It's just not the same. I don't know. But this might be cool in its own right? I'm definitely willing to give this a proper chance and play through it. So after I play through Quake 2, I might overdose on Quake 2 that way, but you know, such it goes. They're probably all not super long. I don't know how long the add-ons actually are. But yeah, so there, that's the first add-on. The other one is the red one, I believe. It starts you out in kind of a lava-ish area. Ground zero, here we go. Oh, it's just a medium. I probably play through it on hard. Maybe? Yeah, this is the red one. Right, with the red crystals and the lava. Yep. I kind of like that they're doing sort of aesthetically different things to Quake 2. So that's kind of cool. Go. Hey, secret area, double damage. Yeah, again, these might be pretty cool in their own right. I will have to play through them to actually figure this out. Little scripted things. I do like that they kept the polygonal explosions. I feel like they are such an aesthetic staple of Quake 2 and such an anachronism, because like, games don't basically immediately stopped doing that and went to particle effects for explosions. Well, it's just kind of a little quaint thing that the explosions are polygonal and they look kind of weird, but I don't know, that's just part of Quake 2. Like some source ports like KM Quake 2 remove them and replace them with particle explosions, and that's not... It's not, man. That's not... It just feels wrong. It just feels wrong. But yeah, those are the add-ons. Let's end this. Let's go with Quake II 64 now. So again, the Quake 1 Remaster also had a version of... Also had the Quake 64 campaign in there. And Quake 64 was basically kind of a pared-down version of the original. Of like Quake 1. It had some level changes and that kind of stuff, so it's cool that it was in there, but it kind of went through sort of the same progression and levels that Quake 1 went, I believe. I've never actually played through the Quake 64 Remaster in Quake 1 Remaster. Oh, that was a mouthful. But kind of want to do that at some point, but you know, I think it was kind of a neat, cute little thing that they put it in there. It didn't make me want to play through it. This, however, Quake II 64 is kind of entirely its own thing. Similar to Doom 64, right? Like Doom 64 is its own campaign. It has nothing to do with the original. It doesn't reuse levels from the original Doom. From Doom or Doom 2 or Final Doom or anything like that, right? It's its own original thing, and Quake II 64 is too. So as you can see, here we go. Right? And in a bunch of things this is different. Quake II 64 does not have crouching, as you can see. And it has a few things that are, again, different. This does not have the hub structure. This has just a... This has a level-by-level structure. This is like Quake 1 or Doom in that way. You just go through the level and get to the end. Right, at the end you have kind of a switch or a teleporter, and that takes you to the next level, and just like that. It has a linear structure like that. Thing is, I think that's pretty cool. I don't think... I like that. Again, I like Quake 1, and I like Doom, so I don't mind that at all. I think that's pretty satisfying in its own right. I don't think this is kind of a step back for the game. It's just a different design, you know? Invisibility. Oh yeah, this does not have an inventory with items, so items are like in Quake 1, immediately used when you pick them up upon pickup. Right? So, I've just played a little bit of this. I played kind of the first level of this when, just to try it out before doing this. This is not a completely first impressions thing. Also, Quake 64 has lower resolution textures, right? You remember like N64 games being all blurry all the time? That's because it has filtered, I think they use kind of a 3-point filtering thing on the N64, like very low resolution textures that are filtered to hell, because I don't think it has a lot of graphic memory, I believe. So yeah, that's, and if you turn off texture filtering, this is not what it looked like in Quake II 64, right? This is just, it has, I don't know, I do kind of love the look of this. It has kind of a lo-fi look, even more than if you just turn off texture filtering in the original Quake 2, because it's so blocky. It looks like this looks deliberate. I feel like this looks like a deliberate aesthetic decision, but you would never have seen this like this, right? So display, well, let's turn on the texture smoothing again, and yeah, this is the N64 look, right? Like low resolution texture, but blurry as hell. That's what N64 looked like. I don't know, I like the chunkiness. So let's turn that off again. Look at it, it's awesome. I don't know, this really makes me want to play through Quake II 64 as well. Like, I want to play that. I just want to do a complete playthrough of what this is. So yeah. It's also like, the levels, I don't know, maybe this changes at some point, but the levels are pretty short and snappy, and I like that. Oh, I think I went backwards. Yeah, go over here. Shoot a button to open the secret area. Yeah, they kind of tutorialize you a little bit at the beginning here. Oh yeah, the adrenaline gets used immediately. Right, I forgot about that. And here we go. How many secrets? We found 4 out of 4 secrets. Amazing. The secrets were also like, at least at the start here, this is probably going to get more elaborate later on, but the secrets were, you know, as you've seen, were also all pretty straightforward. But again, they're kind of tutorializing you a little bit. And you know, boom, there you go. You press a switch at the end, and that's the end of the level. It takes you to sort of a map kind of thing, the thing that we've already seen earlier. See? And you go to the next level. You can already kind of see the levels here. How many there are, probably. And it's cool. I don't know. I like that. I like this. I like playing Quake 2, but with this little callback to Doom in terms of structure. It's awesome. I also kind of like how it doesn't have the soundtrack. Obviously, like Quake 2 used a CD soundtrack by oh god, now I forgot the band name. Yeah. I forgot the band name. I'm stupid. Whatever. My brain is not working. But yeah, this does not use that. This has much more of an ambient soundtrack. I believe it's made by the same guy whose name I also forgot, because my brain is a colander. But by the same guy who did the Doom 64 and PlayStation Doom soundtrack, and has sort of this dark ambient industrial thing going, which really kind of changes the look of the game. Also, it does use sort of, on the N64, it uses kind of this colored lighting thing, and combined with the blocky textures and sort of the colorful lights everywhere. Quake 1 has color, Quake 2 has colored lights, I believe, right? Or was it, did it not have colored lights? No, it did not, I think. Or maybe, I forget. Jesus Christ, I forget. But this is, I don't know, this has a nice look, like with its blues and stuff. It has a different style. It has a different look than Quake 2 has. No? Like like it is more colorful in a way, but I think it's really appealing. And together with sort of those, with those chunky textures, it just looks incredible. I don't know, this looks super good to me. Like, this is such a cool aesthetic. I don't know, I'm into this. Again, this is the first time I've played Quake 64. Never played that before. I'm not a big N64 kind of person. There's not many games I like on that system. And I've never played much of it, but I don't know, this is just kind of awesome. Yeah, you need the explosive charges. And you know, yeah, that's Quake 64. Might play that. I'm going to play that at some point as well. And now for sort of the last thing. No, not the last thing. We're going to check out the multiplayer as well. But let's do Call of the Machine. This is, again, this is a new campaign. This is the Machine Games campaign for this. Deploy Marines from the adjacent rooms to collect data. Collect all data to open the portal. So this is structured much in the same way than Dimension of the Machine for Quake 1 was, which is we have sort of this hub here, and there's a little thing here that a portal that we cannot use yet, and what we need to do is we need to go over here and over here, and we can pick levels, right? We have 3 different levels here, and I think 3 different levels over there. So it's 6 levels. There might be more than that. They're probably going to be pretty huge levels. That was the case in Quake 1 Remaster as well. Yeah. We can, you know, we can just pick and choose from these. And let's just pick this one, Darkest Depths. And here we go, to deploy Marine. And we get deployed, and then we're going to go ahead. I really like this. We're kind of on this kind of ship, and we just get drop shipped into the level. And again, this, like Dimension of the Machine, this kind of looks amazing, right? They made this in Quake 2, but without the limitations that hardware from the time imposed on level design. So this is all like highly detailed. Again, this is not as much removed from the original as it was in Quake 1. I feel like determine fate of Badger Squad. Okay, I feel like in Quake 1 it was much more of a striking difference. It is not as much in this, but it looks amazing. I don't know, I think this looks incredible. It's just an incredible look for a game. So yeah, so that's that. That's a new one. It also does a bunch of cool stuff. Like, it goes, again, also like Dimension of the Machine also did, it goes for different aesthetic styles than Quake 2, than the normal Quake 2 campaign. It does not just riff on Quake 2. It uses like different textures and sort of different tones, and you know, look at that skybox. Man, this looks so good. Different tones and different colors and stuff like that. So it's just really cool. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to playing this as well. So overall, just for single player, I feel like this is an incredible package. This is just a great package. This is just, it gets you everything you want from Quake. You can play, this is just a ton of really good boomer shooting. And it's just a great thing. It's $10, which is just an incredible value, I feel. So let's end this. Yeah, there's obviously stuff like this, right? There's achievements. I believe this is not really... This is mostly just playing through all the campaigns. I think you get all this stuff. This does not have difficulty stuff like play through it on Nightmare or this kind of stuff. I think if you play through all the episodes, all the campaigns, then you get all the achievements, I believe, right? Yeah, this is just playing through Quake 64, this is playing through Ground Zero, but that's fine. I don't care that much about it, achievements anyways. And there's the Id Vault, which is also cool because we get a bunch of concept art and stuff that we can look at, which is just, you know, that's kind of an expected thing from remasters at this point, you know. but I always like it that that stuff is in here. We get a bunch of like sketches and concept art. Yeah, and some explanations toward it. The early HUD from development. Oh, that's really cool. HUD phases. Right. Now this is the Quake 1 phase. This is Ranger from Quake 1. I guess this is Bitterman then, the Quake 2 protagonist, but this didn't make it into the game. Oh, there's a print ad, an edgy print ad, meat market, kind of an edgy bit of cleverness there. Oh yeah, oh there's videos. Oh, this is a playable, oh this is incredible. I didn't notice this. This is a playable version of of a trade show demo. I didn't know that was in here. Okay, we cannot actually blow this up. It's a different level. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, this is so good. Oh yeah, so this is the E397 demo that we can play. This is a video. Early blaster, yeah, this is sort of production assets, early shotgun, different sort of textures here, early chain gun. Oh, this looks different. Wow, this is just hidden in here, these playable demos. Oh, that's so cool, that's so amazing. I love that. Weapons. Oh, this is just all the weapons, huh? Yeah. Oh, some descriptions for that, that's nice. Yeah, all the pickups. Enemies. Yeah, so we can just look at everything. Iron Maiden heat-seeking, yeah. Jorg. The Gunner Commander. Yeah, that stuff is basically expected, except for the playable demos here, which are awesome. I love that. And yeah, so it's cool that that's in here. And for sort of the last thing for today is going to be checking out the multiplayer. I believe this has actually split screen. You can play this game in split screen multiplayer. I think Quake 1 had that too, but we're not going to do that right now. Let's go online, create a match. Let's just join a match that is ongoing. Probably some people playing this, right? Yes. Can we get on here? No, lobby is full. Yeah, let's... Okay. I don't like that it just drops you out when you try to join a full lobby. Audacilla, crossplay enabled, right? This is also on consoles. Yeah, can we get in here? Here we go. I think we're in the deathmatch now. Well, it's cool that this is in here. Oh god, now I can't just get myself murderized. Okay, oh god, we have some voice acting going here. But yeah, that's not. I don't know if I might have actually... I don't know if I have this active, but folks might have actually heard me here, so I wanted to stop that. I think it was push to talk. I didn't push to talk, so that's okay. I'll just turn off the microphone. But yeah, okay. But that's multiplayer, you know, Quake 2 Deathmatch. I've never played much Quake 2 Deathmatch. I played a bunch of Quake 1 Deathmatch. And I played a lot of Quake 3, but Quake 2 Deathmatch, this might be something I'm going to partake in a bit. Usually, like, you can still find Quake 1 Remaster matches, but this is a thing that will be pretty well populated right now, but it probably dies out at some point, and you've got some diehards who still like playing this. But yeah, this is cool. Like, it has a robust multiplayer in here, you know, which is great. So that's cool. That's the Quake 2 Remaster. I think it's good. I think if you already have Quake 2, like the original Quake 2 on Steam or GOG, I think this is not out on GOG yet. Quake 1 Remaster also took some time until it went to GOG. But if you have the original on Steam right now, you will just get this. I think that was the case for me in Quake 1 as well. It just kind of overrides the original, but you can still sort of play the original, right? It's still in there, but yeah. So, but again, if you don't have it, for $10, this is a steal, I think. This is fantastic. This is incredible value. This is an extremely well done remaster of a cool game that is still extremely fun to play. It's just like, yeah, I recommend it. Thank you everybody for watching, and I hope to see you next video. Bye bye.